People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way, yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a strive. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Lion's gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the Alliance live show, episode 141. We're going to go ahead and cross our fingers and hope to Christ that we don't have to restart this stream 7 times like we did the last 2 weeks. So, you guys keep your fingers crossed and hopefully everything will go smoothly. We already had a little bit of a hiccup while we were doing the intro here, so I'm hoping not any problems. But nonetheless, I hope everybody out there is having a happy Father's Day. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody got Luke Skywalker, unlike me. No, I did not get Luke, Mike Yench. I'm very disappointed about this, but it's just one of those facts of life, okay? And we're going to discuss that in a few moments here with, some of the other co-hosts here. First and foremost, joined by my compadre, good old Maurice. How you doing, friend?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? So, how's your weekend going so far?
It was good. It was good. A lot of streaming, a lot of Luke, but it was pretty good.
Okay, and also we're joined by the one and only RangerJ1999. How you doing, friend? Really? Jesus. You've got to be kidding me. We dropped for a second, but you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So we're also joined by the wonderful RangerJ1999. How you doing?
What's going on, guy? Hey, Betty.
Yeah, I mean, that was not a good sign. I mean, it already dropped to 0 there for a second. I have no idea what this issue is. I've never had problems like this before streaming, but, I tried to quell the issue, and honestly, my upload speed prior to the stream today was very good. So, I mean, during speed tests, so I don't understand the problem, but for some reason, the consistency is not there. I dropped the kilobits per second, so again, we're just going to go through it, and hopefully we don't completely lose the stream entirely. I am going to try some alternative options to try to fix this problem during the week, so you guys don't have to deal with this. I'm going to have to do some test streams. I know I keep saying this, but it's like it's something I actually have to do, because I just keep thinking it's going to fix itself, and it seems like not. I'm thinking like maybe it's just bad luck, just that night, maybe, just something was wrong, but no, it seems to be a continuous issue here the last 2 weeks, and hopefully it doesn't continue here, but we'll do the best that we can. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Luke. So, first and foremost, I know you guys both got Luke, which I'm very excited for both of you. I'm very happy. What do you think about him?
He's pretty baller. Pretty good.
Shot caller. He's delicious and creamy.
Is he really? So, I mean... Yes. As far as like on a tier list, right? I mean, and that's the main question I think people are going to have here that don't have Luke. I mean, for those of you that do or have watched extensive videos on him, I'm sure you know already how good he is. But for those of you that haven't, I mean, where does he compare as far as like, let's say, on a scale in comparison to the other teams in the meta? Like, obviously, he's not going to be on the same tier as Supreme Leader Kylo or Rey. Where would you rank him in comparison to some of the other teams out there?
I mean, you got the Galactic Legends, and you got kind of Gas and Luke in a tier.
Yes.
I'd put him right in the second tier. Then maybe ahead of maybe Darth Revan. Darth Revan and Padme are kind of in like the third-ish tier now, which is weird, right? Darth Revan in the third tier. But he's right there. I think he's just as good as Gas.
If not better.
Yeah, different. It's a lot different. It's interesting. I think his leadership adds a really cool mechanic, and it's really cool for those that did get him that might not have the most competitive mods. All you have to have is one fast set. You just put it on your Hermit Yoda, and then you're good to go. You can utilize other things like protection and offense. I really like the leadership a lot. It's pretty cool.
It's got a lot of verbiage built into it, let me tell you that. I mean, all light side allies have plus 15% critical chance and critical damage doubled for Jedi allies. At the start of each of Jedi Knight Luke's Skywalker's turns, all enemies are reduced to his base speed until end of encounter, and their base speed can't be increased after their speed is set. His base value is recorded at the start of encounter before any buffs or debuffs are applied. This speed alteration does not affect raid bosses and does not activate if the enemy side also has a similar ability or a galactic legend. At the start of encounter, all Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic Jedi, gain the granted ability Heroes Arise. Heroes Arise dispel all debuffs on all allies, then call all Jedi allies to assist, dealing 20% less damage. All Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic Jedi, recover 25% health and protection and gain Jedi's Will for 2 turns. The Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is granted 100% turn meter. This ability is on a shared cooldown between allies who have Heroes Arise and is immune to cooldown manipulation. Wow. He is like, I mean, that sounds like insane. I mean, that's just so much to even conceive. I mean, just think about Qui-Gon Jinn's original leader ability, and then think about that one, right? Like all Jedi gain 30 speed, and then that wall of text that I just read. I mean, just absolutely insane how advanced the kits are in comparison to 4 years ago. So, I mean, okay, so he's on a tier with Gas. Would you say would you prefer to have him against Gas, or would you prefer to have Gas against Luke if you had to make a choice? Gun to your head.
Ooh, it's pretty even, man. I mean, I've had him for like a day. We've been testing, but it's 50-50 versus Gas right now. Just because Rex get out there and then they go before you, it can be kind of difficult to get that taunt up in time before Gas just starts wrecking your team. That can be tough.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, come middle of the week. I mean, it's been 1 day, so I don't know. I can't tell which one's better.
I mean, I'm on a like, in my opinion, I think that if those abilities, first of all, it sucks that they had to put that verbiage in there that the Old Republic allies don't count, right? I mean, like, it should be all Jedi, right? Like, so, I mean, at the end of the day, if you could use him with Jedi Knight Revan, would he be even better?
Oh, he'd be OP.
Yeah. Jolie would be the issue.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be so much Jedi Knight Revan, it'd be Jolie, because Jolie would just get tons and tons of turns. He called all these assists, and like every time he hits the basic, it's going to reduce his revive. And he's just constantly reviving characters. Like it would be bad news. So,
But that's not to say that having Jedi Knight Luke on the Jedi Knight Revan team is still not pretty nasty.
oh yeah,
So that's the thing that you can, even though you're not getting some of the synergies and stuff, it's still pretty nasty.
So what is the ideal 5 for Luke right now?
That's the question I'm still debating myself. Like, where do I put him? I mean, Arena's pretty easy. You just stick him on your Ray team, and he just adds like so much punch. It's stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking Jedi Knight Revan is probably his like best team. I'm thinking at the moment. I mean, it sucks that he doesn't have Rebel synergies, because that would be so much fun to play with him with the Rebels, but he doesn't have synergies. So
I'm saying if you're putting him into a TW team right now for, let's say, defense, what team is that?
Defense.
Yeah.
I think once you have him relic and everything, Jedi Knight Revan, Luke, Hermit Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, Jolie.
Okay, and then you're using Bastila, I guess, in a separate Jedi team?
Sure. I mean, you can mix and match that. I don't know what you think, Good Maurice, but I mean,
well, I just think
following.
Like the Jedi. I mean, granted, I don't think anybody that's on this panel or really probably watched the stream has a cam done, right? Like no one has a cam yet. So the Jedi are spread so thin. I think to make the best team with Luke, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to kind of split up your Jedi Revan team, or do you want to split up your Padme team? I think GK and Anakin, Anakin are awesome with him, but that just decimates your Padme team. Or, Jedi Knight Revan is, as he mentioned, Jolie. Those are great characters, but then you're going to leave your Old Republic Jedi kind of, man. I think the very best team is probably going to be, like, Jedi Knight Luke, a blazing fast Grandmaster Yoda, so he just runs circles around the other team. GK, pick a tank, Old Ben or Kanan, and then Jolie would probably be good. You know what I mean? And that way you still at least have your Jedi Knight Revan. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know Jedi Knight Revan lead with him on the team has some potential to beat Galactic Legend.
Dane Kyrell says, I'm running Luke, lead, Ezra, Kanan, Hermit, and Barriss. That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah.
That's what I'm running too.
That's kind of
minus Barriss.
That's kind of the question that I have here. It's not like I understand that there's probably a best team to put him in, but if you're trying to utilize him in an extra team, like let's say you want to create a second team with Jedi or a third team with Jedi for TW or GA, where does he really fit? I'm sure that's something you guys are thinking about right now too. So I'm just really kind of throwing that question out there to see if you guys have any ideas as to whether he should be his separate own team, or you should just kind of think of him as more of like a complementary character to an existing meta team.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out myself. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, do you keep him on offense? Do you keep him for defense? How is he on defense? I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions about where he's going to fit finally and how it's going to play out. So I don't know. I don't have the answer for you yet. I mean, again, I just got him yesterday. So, I mean, I'm with good old Maurice, and I'm tapped out on everything. So it's going to be a few days at least before I even come close. I mean, he's gear 8 right now, trying to get gear 9, but he takes card texts, I think. Mm-hmm. All the way up, so it's not a pleasant experience trying to gear him. The other gear is fine; it's nothing, right? It's standard gear, but it's the card text that, especially if you relic all these characters. I mean, I'm tapped out. Good lord.
So, another question I have for you guys is: at what point is he not anymore, or no longer worth the investment? Like when does it make sense? And I know that's going to be different for everybody because everybody's financial situations are different. But what I'm saying is, like, how far along should you be to even consider trying to make it within the next couple of days to get Luke, or to just say forget about it and just hold off for now? I mean, like, where, like how important is he going to be, in your opinion, that somebody should go out there and spend $300, $400, $500 to get him right now, or to just say, hey, I'm gonna hold off and just kind of get these assets together over the next few months and then get him next time he comes around?
Depends if you have a Galactic Legend or not.
Right.
And that's the thing that you have to take into consideration. Because some people have asked us that are working on Galactic Legends, should I stop working on Galactic Legends and just throw all my resources to Luke? I'm like, no. I mean, getting Kylo or Rey is pretty important at the moment. I mean, if I was to prioritize, it's one of those. Now, if you have one of those, I'm in the position where, I have a Galactic Legend, I have Rey, and I was working on Kylo, but it's like, I just took a lot of those resources and threw them toward Luke. But, I'm in a different position. So it's account dependent. It depends if you're free to play or you spend a little, how much you spend, how much you're willing to spend for him. I think he's a great character, but I don't know, like, it depends on where you're at with your account. It's going to be individually based. I mean, you have to kind of prioritize, like, because you still, I think the Relic 3 requirements, you can get them with Relic 3. There's still 9 characters, and, that's 9 characters that you're not towards a Galactic Legend. So you have to kind of put that in perspective.
Right. So like Kai Ray MW's here says, if you have like 3 or more tunes that are gear 12 or less, then that you need it, I wouldn't do it. It's too expensive at that point. Like, how much would it cost realistically to get 3 characters from gear 12 to gear 13 Relic 3?
If you don't have any gear, like, sitting at all?
No, let's say you have like most of the.
But you have to think the left side and the right side pieces. You're going to spend a couple $100.
Yeah.
Easily.
If you have nothing in the tank, it's going to be more than that. But I mean, that's,
probably $300 or $400 just for 3 or 4.
And that's getting him like the last 12 hours. Like, I mean, the weekly shipments did refresh. They have those full Gear 12 plus pieces if you're absolutely desperate. They're like 5,600 crystals or some ridiculous, it's like 3 of those pieces for a vault. I mean, they've got packs everywhere. I mean, they've got so much stuff at the store now. I mean, if you really sat down and budgeted out, this, you probably could get $100 character. Leia was the one that I had to use the most on because I didn't have any gold eyeballs. Yeah. All these characters take a ton of gold eyeballs. If I was fortunate, I had Captain Han Gear 12 plus 3. I had Lando Gear 12. Like, I had all these characters almost, I won't say almost, but close. Very, very close. Leia's the only one that I think was not Gear 12. And I already had a few of them at Gear 13. Like, Wampa was already Relic 3. I had Vader at Gear 13. Hermit Yoda at Gear 13. I just had to slap a few simple relics on them. So it wasn't terrible for me, but I was just lucky.
Yeah, like I remember when you were telling me to get gas, you were telling me if I wanted to do Asajj, it was going to cost me like $150. And I was thinking, I'm already at Gear 12. Like, that's a lot from where I was at. I thought like it would be maybe $50, $100, it's crazy, and
it is.
Okay, so my next question would be, of the characters that you had to level up to Relic 3, which are you happiest about that you now have at Gear 13 Relic 3? Like, which of the characters relicking up, like, was actually like a benefit to you as far as like it was great that you were now able to circle back around and do that?
Chewbacca. And I'm going to do Han next. I mean, that was my plan originally before Galactic Legends and all this shit got, thrown at us. It was definitely Chewbacca. That was a really good one. CLS going to Relic was going to be one I did eventually. Some of the other ones, you swallow your pride. Vader, I mean, it's still decent on the Palpatine team, but Lando, Captain Leia, oh god. 3PO's still really good. So like half are like really good. Or like Hermit Yoda, CLS, 3PO, Chewbacca. You really get some good value. Even Wampa, right? Vader somewhat, but the other ones it's like
Wampa's a good one, yeah.
But like Captain Han, Rebel Leia, oh boy,
I think
that hurt a little bit.
They came out with Cara Dune, who has anti-Empire synergy, which leads me to believe that there might be some sort of Empire rework, maybe some new characters. So maybe I'm hoping that Rolo Lead will come in handy. Captain Han, I like as a character. I never had just extra Gear 13
right.
For him. Like I like him. But I mean, now that I have him, I might get some use out of it. But I don't know. Lando was by far the most disappointing, which sucked because I was kind of looking forward to having a Relic Lando. Like, I haven't used him in so long. It's just like his damage is it's not good for what you were hoping.
For the Relic. But you get some pieces like Chewbacca, CLS, 3PO being Relic. You get that extra speed. I didn't have those. Are all Gear 12 characters that I hadn't taken up yet. They're worth it, and then I'll just throw Han in there, and then my Rebel team would be really nice. So when Cara Dune comes free to play, I'll just work on her, and when she's ready to go, I'll throw smack her ass on that team and have some fun. So
interesting, yeah.
But yeah, Leia, Lando, Han, Hermit Yoda's great. More survivability. Wampa really hits like a monster in Relic levels, which is something I always wanted to do, but it's like it's not a priority. You're trying to do stuff for priority. You're like, you put that stuff at the end of your list. Like, I'll do you eventually, there, white guy, big fluffy, creamy white guy, snowy guy.
Kyrie said he had to gear Rolo and Cholo from Bear Gear 12 to R3, and it cost him over 2 vaults. Wow.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean, granted, Ranger and I streamed it, so there's some extra. Incentive, not the right word, but you want to show people early on. Like you want to get the information out there. Like I said before, we were warming up here. Had I had the luxury of waiting an extra 5 days, I could have got them for probably a vault and maybe one of those $30 gear packs because I had no Kyrotex. Sure. Like no Kyrotex or stun guns. I think I could have pulled it off for about 120. But that's. And even then, I mean, this is in the midst of, everyone calling for boycott, stop spending and stuff. Like, I don't know. It is, I mean, I'm just trying to be realistic and be honest about what it takes. Like, we're
in a different position because I kind of take it as, you know, streamers, if we're in a position to do it, and I think the characters are worth it. First of all, like for me, getting Mando and Grief, looking at their kids and stuff, I thought they were worth it, right? Worth it to show off, worth it to show how they could be good in a team. And I look at Jedi Knight Luke as the same situation. Would I prefer to have gone for Kylo? Yeah. I didn't get another Galactic Legend. I still will, but I got Jedi Knight Luke. And, it's our, you know, we have to, it helps other people see and understand what the cost is the character worth it, what the event's going to be like, what do you have to do. And I think showing the event and like some of the tier 6 is no joke. Like we had to really figure out the modding situation, mainly with Chewbacca, right? It was Chewbacca that was the one that they just kept going after and stuff, and then figure out what was the best set, to do that. So that way people can look at everything presented to them, the gear, the events, everything like that, and make a decision. Can they get it? Is it worth getting? You know, is this character worth having, right? So we're in a little bit different position, you know, and Gom, I'm sure, understands this as well, that, you know, we're putting out information there so people can make an educated choice on this.
Yeah.
I feel like upon release, I feel like this event was at best equal to the difficulty of like Padme or Chewbacca.
I agree with that.
Like I feel like that. I mean, it was for once CG.
I didn't feel overwhelmed. I did not feel overwhelmed. And I didn't get frustrated like I did with Gas or even Thrawn, even Chewbacca. This was one. I don't know how you feel about the event. Well, let's talk about the event. I think the event was fantastic. I was really pleasantly surprised after the dumpster fire that was the Galactic Legends, right? They really put a lot of time and effort into this and really made it cinematic and really did a fantastic job with interacting with like different parts of Empire Strikes Back and stuff. I thought they did a great job. And I didn't think that the event was overly hard. I mean, you just had to kind of work out the strategy a little bit and then figure out some of your mods and then, you know, a little bit of RNG in the tier 6. But I mean, I think the Luke and Vader stuff at the end was amazing, right? It was just really, really good. I wish they would do more shit like this, you know? I mean, it was a challenge, but it wasn't too challenging. It was fun. It was cinematic, you know, going through this. I mean, I give this as a top score is that when they did the first CLS event, right? When we first got CLS released and you had like the old Ben versus Vader fight and stuff. I mean, that's really good stuff. That's really showing me that they're paying attention to the canon and the lore and understanding the story that you're trying to tell with these characters. I mean, I give it high marks all over the place. I mean, tier 6 took me about an hour and a half to beat, but that was mainly figuring out the mods for Chewbacca. But I have nothing but good to say about this. You know, I mean, I give CG a lot of good marks for this. It's a really fun event.
I think they did a home run as far as the event is concerned. From what
I agree.
From what I saw on the videos and you know, from, you know, I watched Anil do it live, you know, earlier, and honestly, I mean, the way they did the graphics, the cinematics, the puzzles that they put in there with Vader, and it was great. It's great, you know, and you know, it's been a while, I think, that since they really, you know, honestly, I did like the Revan events, but I haven't been a fan of any of the other ones since then. You know. Yeah,
the Darth Revan event was cool. The Jedi Knight Revan event was like me. But the Malak event's still my favorite event. Out of all the events we've done, Malak was, to me, the most fun, most frustrating fun thing I've ever done, trying to figure that out. Because it was not just so much power through. It was, you know, the dark side one was, you figure that out, but it was the strategy involved with like beating Malak. And it was so well done. And I put this one up there. This was a really good event. Malak, and I still think Malak's my favorite, but this one's right next to it, like in like enjoyment and fun and doing it. You know, it was fun streaming. It was fun going for him. I never got like, you know, upset about it. You know, like Gas. I mean, what I felt for Gas, Jesus Christ, that was just unbelievably bad. The Gas event, I think, is the worst event that they've ever done.
But see, like tier 6 to this point, yes, everyone went there the first time probably got destroyed. But you go in there and you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. Like it might take me an hour, it might take me 2 hours, but this is achievable. Whereas if you went into the Gas event, especially though, if you got to the 4th phase of it, like with their quote recommended levels, like R3 was for this one. If you went into that gas event with the quote recommended levels, you didn't stand a chance. Like it was, like you could just do it once, and be like, I have no chance. And just the pure RNG element of that event was infuriating. And Padme, before they reworked all the separatists and before we got Geonosian Grid off, that Padme event was rough too.
Yeah.
That was kind of, But this one, like you go in there, you're like, okay, this. I watched you guys. You guys do a little bit of it. Like, okay, this isn't working. Let's mod it like this. Okay, let's tweak this. Let's tweak this. You got it. You get it mods, but I don't know. I'm a big fan. I had a lot of fun doing it. At no point during that stream did I ever just feel like flustered or anything like that. Like it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember for the gas event, after it took me 6 hours to get the tier 2 part done, right?
Yeah.
We got that done, finally figured it out, and then we got to tier 4, and I mean, that 9-10 hours was just incredible. And I just was, you get past, I was numb at that point. Like it was, the only enjoyment I was getting was having fun with the community and seeing software drinking my Liberty Dad and hanging out with them and just going for like a long string. But that was more the enjoyment that it did than the event itself. The event itself was, the only highlight is when I finally got that RNG and beat it, right? Yeah. And the bananas, right? But yeah, I mean, if they can do stuff like this and balance it, please, CG, god damn it, just keep doing shit like this,
A lot of people.
If they did this all the time, my God, I would never rant. I would love them. I would sing their praises.
But that would be boring if you weren't able to rant, Ranger. We gotta hear some Ranger rants. That's part of
I don't enjoy ranting. I don't. I mean, I do it because when I see something wrong, I'm gonna let someone have it, But I would prefer to not rant. I would prefer to play the game and enjoy it and have fun and not have to talk about the dumb, stupid things that they do. This is the kind of stuff I want to talk about.
Well, in the chat here, just to go back a little bit, we had they were talking about a lot about how they thought that this is like first of all, congratulations Thomas Willingham getting your Luke. Yes, NR Wilson, the stream is going strong, it's working well. We did have a little bit of a blip there for a second. I hope nobody had any problems, but and a lot of people are saying that they're afraid that this is going to be CG's last hurrah by releasing Luke. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, do you think that this like signals the end of the game or something terrible like that? I don't think so. I mean, listen, as long as the game is making money, they're not going anywhere. A lot hinges upon the success of this other game that Capital Games is creating. I'm sure if that game is very successful, that they're going to probably, send a lot of resources over that way. There's a couple ways they can handle this. They could either just straight up, just keep this game on autopilot for a while and then create Galaxy of Heroes 2 or something like that, or they could try to upgrade the game and then there's endless content for Star Wars that they can add. Just ripping the Band-Aid off and releasing Luke doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the game. I mean, Luke is just probably the biggest character, but again, we still have Old Man Luke to get. There's so many existing characters in the lore that we can get. There's still other versions of Leia we can get, and I'm sure they'll find a way to add another Han in this game at some point. So,
well, we've got new series coming out too. I mean, they just now
Mando season 2, and I mean. Yeah. But what's going to be the deciding factor of this game is CG has got to start balancing shit for free-to-play players and slow spenders to get their hands on, right? Everything that's been a release since Jedi Knight Revan has been nothing but just cash grab after cash grab after cash grab, and it's putting stuff further and further behind where players are quitting all over the place. Yeah, you're getting new players in, but it's kind of evening out now, but it's going to get bad if they don't start addressing this stuff, right? And I'm talking about content, and I'm talking about content that people can play. You don't have to worry about having like the top geared stuff, stuff that people can go in and enjoy and work together and do stuff. Like they've got to address this, and they've got to start doing some stuff like this. I know it's a company and they have to make money, but you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. It has been done before. It's possible. It's highly possible. I understand you got to put out characters and all that stuff, but you've got to start thinking about like some different game modes that allow people to incorporate the roster that they do have and other things where they can go in and do stuff. And we still haven't got the road ahead.
Yeah.
And that concerns me. That concerns me greatly. If we don't get it this week, there will be another rant because you said that it was going to come in June. Now, if it was going to do the inflation, but to sit there and make people wait, I'm waiting to see. I'm giving them the week. I said they get the whole month of June to say something. But if they put something on July, I mean, that's going to be like, well, what happened to the road ahead for the last couple of months? Where's that? Where was that? You know,
even if they send out a message saying, "Hey guys, sorry about the no road ahead. You know, we'll have it in a couple weeks." That'd be fine. You know what I'm saying? But they should address it for sure.
Yeah. Again, one of the fatal flaws is communication.
Transparency would be the key here. Just going back a little bit, we had Asuka said to
meow meow.
She said hi Ranger. She also said to check out some of the deals for the gear packs that they're good value. The Journey gear packs. Also. Kyle Katarn said he's so far away. If that's the case, Kyle, then you probably should just hold off and just
I wouldn't worry about it. If you're not close, then you stay on target. That's what I tell a lot of players that when we're doing roster reviews, because I've had that for the last 2 weeks. Is I look at their roster. If they don't have a Galactic Legend, they're close. I can get the Galactic Legend. Luke, you can work on Luke later. We ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. And R. Wilson says I need my monthly Ranger rants. Dreamy Mushroom says, yes, CG keeps doing this so that only the top 1% get the character. It makes my decision easier to quit.
Yeah, that's the sentiment, and that's why I just said what I said. I mean, they've got to address it. Yeah. It's going to cause some problems, big time. And Dreamy Mushroom, right on it. And hey, Dreamy Mushroom, what's going on, brother?
To try to put a little positivity on it, like, I do think Jedi Knight Luke, if people start running like traditional Jedi teams underneath him, I do think it is beatable. I think there's some weaknesses there. The whole squad is pretty much dependent on the speed of like a Hermit Yoda or some sort of facilitating character like him. So you've got Han Solo to stun. I guess you can't really stun Hermit Yoda; he's invisible, so never mind. But there are options. There are slower teams out there, like Freya, for instance. I think Freya's got some possibility. To get in there, and I think there's going to be countered.
He's not Galactic Legend level.
Yes. Like, I think in 3 months from now, when people really get their hands on it and start, the next time it comes around, I think people will really have some good counters. It'll probably be a little easier to counter than Gas, because Gas is still tough to counter. Like, you got to build some weird CLS team to do it. You have to use, like, Stormtrooper Han or Boss with Blot or Padme. Like, there's not very many options for Gas. So I think Jedi Knight Luke at the end of the day might be a little easier. It's just an extra team. It's an extra meta team, so that can be intimidating. But I don't think it's the end of the world. It's not like these Galactic Legends. They're completely unbeatable.
They're on a different level, man.
Yeah.
They are on a different level. Kylo and Rey are just on different levels than these other characters.
So we're not doing the meta report in the top 5 this week, guys. But I am looking at the meta report, and I see that Luke has made the list. He's now the number. Let's see, 10, 9, 8. So he's the number 7 leader in the arena now. And as far as overall, being used as a squad member. He doesn't make the top 10 there, but he is in the top 10 leaders now. So he's made a little bit of a jump into the meta here. DSP says he'll get him the second time around, and they're making way too much money with little effort for them to basically shut the game down. I agree with you. Yeah, I think that the IP is so popular. I mean, Star Wars is such a popular IP. There's always money to be made there. I mean, there's so many people like us that love Star Wars and everything about it that, they can just release Scout Trooper tomorrow for $300 and somebody's gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's
not this guy.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing.
I don't care how good he is.
It can happen. So, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff they can do, and we still have more series coming out, and there's still lots of, again, when the game first came out, I feel like, the main focus was shards, right? Like, that was the main thing that you were going after was shards for characters. Everything else
gear was almost secondary. Gear was important, but it wasn't as important as it is now. Like now, gear and mods and relics and ultimate abilities and zetas and all these things, all the other components that you need to level up characters now are the chase. The shards are almost secondary to that. Yeah, it's great to have entry into the arena. That's really what the shards are. They're just basically give you the ability to play on the court. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. That's not even close to the end. I mean, once you get Luke, forget about that. Now Ranger's got him at what, gear 8? He's gonna have to spend. If you wanted to have him ready to go to use right away, you would be spending another $200, $300 to get him to.
I've spent what I'm going to spend. I'm not going to go crazy for gearing him up. I mean, I got enough. I mean, trust me, with TWs and TVs and GACs and raids. I mean, it'll take longer, a few more days than I wanted. But yeah, I mean, there's no point in doing that. I mean, I got the hard part done, gearing him up just like I did with Ray. Just take my time. Get her up. Took a little. I was a week or two behind the shard, but I got her done, and that's all that matters. So, but yeah, I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
No more.
That's interesting. Hawthorne says this Luke likely a prerequisite for Galactic Legend Luke. Do you think we're getting you think Galactic Legend Luke is Old Man Luke, or do you think we're getting another Do you think this is not the ultimate version of Luke?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's a good question.
How could they up Luke further? I mean, would it be like?
Would it be Old Man Luke? Like if they continue this journey, but I don't know if they'll make him a Galactic Legend. Maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, at this point, you can speculate till the cows come home. But I mean,
imagine Galactic Legend Luke is just he can. They'd have to break out some sort of ability where he projects himself somewhere. Something cool. He'd have to have some cool stuff. I like Luke's abilities too. The animations for Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, are awesome.
Yeah. Some of them were for Battlefront 2, and I like that they did that.
Like the force push that he has on Battlefront 2, it's great.
Yeah. I'll come to you.
I love that.
Get back.
I love in Battlefront 2 that ground pound that he has that just sends everybody away.
Forced. What was it called? Forced knockback.
Yeah. DSP says, "Where's Snoke?" Your guess is as good as ours. I don't think he's coming.
One half is on vacation, the other half's working. So those get together.
I don't think we're getting. Snoke. I mean, I was kind of hopeful about it at one point, but
I don't know. I think that they're going to close the book on the First Order for now. I mean, I still think that eventually they could circle back around and do the Praetorian Guards. They could do Snoke. They could do some of the Knights of Ren. That's a possibility. Saurian Sky says, when is Carbonite Han coming to the game?
Yeah,
Carbonite
it would just be weird to kind of... They did the Galactic Legend of the final version of Rey and the final version of Kylo. They had all the segments from the event itself were from the final movie. I don't think they're going back. I think they're done with the new trilogy.
Yeah.
Just if they gave the Galactic Legends were the 7th or 8th movie versions of the characters, then potentially, but they went ahead and just pretty much summed up the movie in the events, the final movie. So I don't. Maybe Luke, maybe Palpatine could be the next Galactic Legends. I don't know. I do think you'll need Luke for something, 100% eventually, because they see all the characters were needed for something. You needed both Revans for Malak. You needed. Pretty much every legendary character has been included in the event. BB-8, JTR, just all sorts of event characters are required. So, Palpatine, even you need Palpatine now.
A new Palpatine would be cool, right?
For the most part. Go ahead.
There should be. I agree with Maurice. I think there should be another version of Palpatine.
Yeah, and that's something that could, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I guess, I don't know, it would take some sort of spin-off movie, or maybe they do a spin-off where it shows where Palpatine's been, I don't know, they could do a ton of different things. Yeah, I think they're going to focus on the Mandalorian. I think they're going to focus probably with that new Kenobi show. When is that? And the Cassian show. There's all sorts of stuff coming that they can make content for years to come. Like I don't think Luke's the end. So
no,
I don't know.
So Hawthorne says that this is technically Luke from the end of The Empire Strikes Back. No, this is definitely Return of the Jedi Luke. In this,
right, it's just like when we got CLS, it was you had to go through the journey of Episode 4, and then for this one you went to the journey of Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, to get Return of the Jedi Luke. So maybe they do something with Return of the Jedi Luke. I don't know. I mean, for Old Man Luke, it'd be interesting how you'd go through it'd be great to do the throne room scene. I mean, they could do some fun stuff with that, and then you get Old Man Luke, and then maybe they do something. I don't know. It's something you can continue on. So it'd be really cool.
Yeah. Now, I'm spinning it for you, Asuka. Right here, spinning Luke.
You spin me right round, baby, right. Record play, round, 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 round. There you go.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's Return of the Jedi Luke, but Force Repulse, yeah, that's the ability. So they're saying we could get Endor Luke and Old Man Rex at some point. Yeah, that's possible. I mean,
sure.
Old Man Rex, I think, is definitely a possibility, especially if they
actually
like 100% confirm
Well,
that.
the thing I'm trying to think of, I don't know how you think about this. Do you think they're going to release some new versions of Leia, Han, maybe Old Man Rex from Endor, right? That have synergy with the new Luke?
I believe that Endor Leia is still a thing. I think that Endor Leia has to be a thing. I still think that Endor territory battles is a thing. I think that Endor territory battles is the next territory battles.
I hope not, because I am sick of territory battles. Do something new. That shit's no. We can't even beat light side. We're not even
close. You don't think we'll get like an Endor territory battles where you have to face off against the AT-AT and in Endor?
God, I hope not. I mean,
Ewoks required at 23,000 power.
Jesus Christ.
That's happening, guys. I mean, let's just say that's definitely going to happen. You know, there's going to be.
Please, God, no! Stab me in the face now.
Is going to be the Rolo of that event, and it's going to be.
No.
We do need a good Leia. I mean, we did have one. Okay, the original Princess Leia was very good.
Yeah, she had her uses. She's pretty solid, and then I guess they just decided Hoth Leia sucked and made her sucky. But it'd be cool to have General Leia and General Han and Rex. You throw them on with Luke, and then you have 3PO. You can be, I mean, that's the team you need to make, right? It'd be fun to play. I'll throw Cara Dune on that team. That would be a fun team to play. With synergy with, if Luke's on the team, General Leia gets this, or Han gets this, Chewbacca gets this. It's like, yeah, do that shit. That'd be great.
I'm actually going to agree with you, Saurian Sky. He actually does have a negative ass, 100%. Like, it's almost like it's like an innie ass. It's like he has no butt, like in this model. It's just like it's like a flat, like literally flat. Not saying that I'm really care about Luke's butt. But what I'm saying is, I noticed that too when I spun the character around. There is a flat.
Sounds you kind of care about Luke's butt. I mean, I'm just saying.
Listen, okay, I'm just saying it's inaccurate. Okay, Mark Hamill has a butt. All right, it's inaccurate. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality.
Sure.
Out there. So basically, we were saying that Luke, Luke could probably, obviously he's going to get an eventual continuation of the hero's journey, and at some point, we'll get Old Man Luke. We'll see. I mean, listen, they can always circle back around on a lot of these things. I'm sure eventually they'll circle back around and rework Mace Windu and do things like that. They're going to do all this stuff at some point. This is definitely not the end of the game. This is just something that they had to kind of do eventually. I mean, there's no way you could go 5 years in this game and still not have Luke, a Jedi version of Luke in this game. You know what I mean? So,
I think what people are upset about is it's not Luke. Like, Luke should be the best character in the game, and I understand people are upset about that. Like, the kid's very good. He's a very good character, but he's, a lot of people think that he should be the absolute best character in the game. I'm not disagreeing. It leads me to believe there might be another Luke. where some version of Luke eventually is the best character in the game upon release. So I don't know. I think there's a lot more to come. I don't know. They have Luke in the game now. They can advertise this, get people interested, maybe get a new wave of players. Who knows? I think Biscuit Weevil and a couple other guys on the Jedi Academy a couple weeks ago had a lot of positive kind of, how they think that the game is going to have a little resurgence. Optimistic views on it, which was fun to hear in such a negative time a couple weeks ago. But I still enjoy the game.
Did Adastra get Luke? She had to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's already got a Relic 7, man. What are you talking about?
Of course.
I mean, come on, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Of course she did. Yeah.
She get it.
I mean, yeah. No, I figured that was probably guaranteed. Yeah.
Did she get Luke?
Listen, I mean, the game is different for everybody, right? Like, everybody's got different enjoyment out of it. It's got one of those things where I'm always going to be appealed to the game. I'm always going to appeal to the game because it's I just love Star Wars. I mean, I could after the stream is over, go watch, the Rise of Skywalker, man. And just jump in and do a couple of arena battles because I'm hyped up. You know what I mean? And like, it's just one of those things where, I mean, listen, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt, right now. This has got. Let's see, 3PO, Boba Fett, Chewie, Luke, Leia, Yoda. I'm sorry, Luke, Yoda, Vader, R2-D2. I mean, you get into the mood, when you're thinking Star Wars, or you watch a show, or whatever. By the way, did you guys all watch the rest of the Clone Wars? I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to discuss spoilers or anything like that. I know not everybody's seen that.
It's like asking if I've Jedi Dasher got Luke. What do you mean?
Did you like it?
We talked about it, man.
Okay.
What is your brain? What is wrong with Marimon? What's going on with you, buddy? Let's have a talk. We need to have a talk. What's going on?
I'm just trying to bring up a conversation about.
We've had a discussion before. Okay. We talked about it. We loved it.
Before. Periodically,
I know, but I mean, are you starting to forget things, or I mean,
possibly. I'm getting a little bit older. Yes, maybe.
I mean, I'm older than you, and I'm starting to get concerned that this is happening.
I feel younger though. I feel good. I'm
actually,
sure. So you guys know, over the course of the last year and a half, I've been exercising like crazy to try to lose weight. And I've lost 140 pounds now.
It's a great job, man.
Yeah, man. I feel fantastic. So I mean, I look great. I feel great. I'm just been focusing on my health. You know what I mean? Because I've got a kid. I want to keep streaming. I want to keep raising my son. I got to be in good spirits and good health. And that's what's important. So I'm just glad I don't really share that much about my my personal life with you guys, so just letting you know it's good. I feel good, and I'm happy about that. And I'm glad that you guys most of you guys are here all the time, and I appreciate that very much. You got long time friends with you guys. But let's move into some questions here. I know we had a few earlier, before we dive into some thoughts about I wanted to talk a little bit about what you guys think is coming next in the game. But before we do that, let's answer a couple of questions.
You picked off a lot of them as we went here, but Think Tyrell has a couple questions. One of them, the first one he asked was, for Ramon, I want to stream and cover Star Wars Squadron. You put a good word in for me for the Game Changing program.
I would if we had a contact still. You see, the thing is that we're still technically in the Game Changer program. Like, I still get invitations from EA, but we're no longer part of the Galaxy of Heroes Game Changer program. So it's like it's one of those things where if I had the ability to, absolutely, I definitely will. If I ever go out for any other opportunities, definitely, for sure. I just got an opportunity invitation for, the remote EA Play the other day, so I'm still getting invites from the network. It's just, again, Capital Games and EA are no longer collaborating on a Game Changer program at least as I'm aware of at the moment. So people like, you know, that have been part of the program for, you know, since the inception, like me and Arnold and you know, Mobile Gamer and Warrior doesn't play anymore, but they're not really cooperating or working with the content creators anymore. So and that's just really Capital Games. That's not EA. So if there is what's the other game called that he was talking about? Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Who's going to be making that game? It's not going to be Capital Games.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'll look into it, and you know, if they create a Game Changer program for that game, and you know, you know, I get to talk with anybody over there about that, I mean, absolutely, you know, I mean, just hit me up on Discord and give me your contact information. I mean, you know, they're always looking for content creators, even smaller ones, to get started with, because they like to develop people. In most of those Game Changer programs, that's kind of how they do it. They bring people in and develop them. Mobile Gamer quit.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
When did he quit?
Last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Fully quit because of the whole Arnold situation.
No, it wasn't really. It was more about just he's fed up, right, with everything.
I didn't know that he quit. I didn't see that video.
I thought you did. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check it out now. But I mean, like, no, I didn't know that. I've been a little, again, like I said, I've been trying to do a lot of things. I'm back to work now. The quarantine ended for us here in New York a little bit, so you know my job is phase 1. So we're back. I've been back at work for a couple of weeks now, and I've also got my son full time, and you know I'm trying to do the homeschooling with him, and it's just been challenging, you know. So my time's been a little bit limited. I haven't been quite as much on YouTube. I've also been exercising a lot, trying to play basketball and stuff like that. So I've been out more. I'm still gaming. I mean, I just picked up The Last of Us 2 the other day. I'm playing that right now, and I'm trying to play this new DLC for Borderlands 3. I'm trying to link up with Maurice, but he's too cool to play Borderlands with me. And yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah, just I missed it. So I mean, is he saying like permanently he's done, or is he just taking a break?
It's kind of a little bit. He's quitting. He's taking a break. He's waiting for the road ahead, but you know it's gonna have to be something spectacular. But as far as I know, he's not playing. He left the guild, and
I mean, he's invested so much money and time in this game. I mean, it'd be a really, sad thing if he quit.
He did, and so, but I mean, for him, if you're not enjoying it, you know, it's just, you know, it's gonna depend on the road ahead. If it's really good, and you know, he thinks it's worth coming back, he will. But if not, then he's done.
I mean, he has adapted across many games through the years.
Well, yeah. So I mean, it's not like he's not going to do other games. He's doing lots of Marvel Strike Force and other stuff like that.
Marvel Strike Force. I mean, he started with Contest of Champions, you know, and he'll play other WWE games. Like he'll try other games. I mean, if you like Mobile Gamer, he's still gonna be creating stuff out there. He's great at what he does. So yeah. And if they come out with another cool Star Wars game, I know he's a big enough fan that he'll love that too. You know, but yeah, I'm sure he'll stand his ground. He's pretty strong to his convictions. He's not the kind of guy, you know, from what I know of him, that would say something and not follow through. Like he's the type of dude that if he says he's going to do something, he does it. So if he quits, I don't think he's coming back. To be honest with you, that's my opinion. I mean, unfortunately. Because he's just not the type of dude to say that and until he's 100% sure he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know he's been kind of like not thrilled with the game for a long time.
No, other than GAC, yeah.
You know, he's been definitely not thrilled about the game. You know, it's just, you know, it's you know, he also, you know, he likes making videos for the game. He likes creating content for the game, because it's a Star Wars game and he enjoys the community and all that, you know, but it's one of those things where that's a tough thing for a YouTuber too. It's deciding like whether you really still love the game or you enjoy creating the content for the game, and sometimes that's enough, you know, and sometimes it's not, you know, but So, do we have any other questions? I think he said he asked a question about creating content. Like I said, if you ever want any advice on creating content or working with, like I said, I don't know about the Game Changer program. I mean, that's something that if I could help, I definitely would. But if you want any advice on streaming or creating content, editing, anything like that, you can always hit up the Discord. And I'm sure either me or Ranger or Maurice, anybody that creates content for the game, would be glad to jump in and give you any advice that you need. You know what I mean? As far as that's concerned, we can help you out with any, telling you what equipment to get. And they're off making videos on my cell phone. So, I mean, like, I got making videos on my cell phone. So, I mean, like, it's really just about being consistent, creating content all the time. What?
You're like giving him advice on content creation, your mic just completely goes out.
Did my mic drop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Think about it, man. Like, I confess, like, TMoney does 98% of all of the video stuff. But, like, you can have all the best equipment, best internet, everything in the world. You just have to get in there and do it. Like, your first few weeks, months are going to be a crap show. And this is not a knock on Ranger at all, but I remember the very first few months of RSG, like every week something goes wrong. We been streaming for over a year and a half on Operation Metaverse. Every week we have something go wrong. It's like, it takes a long time to really master what's going on and what you need to have, all your levels. Your internet has to be this speed. You have all your settings this way, and it's different for everyone. It's challenging, but it's fun. It's a good time.
What I would suggest is definitely spend time working on whatever software you're going to use, whether it's Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere or whatever software you're going to use to edit your videos. Stick with that and master that. Get to the point where you can edit a video in minutes rather than hours. And when you get to that point, then everything else becomes, endlessly easier. Because editing is probably the most painful part of this process. If you're making videos, I mean, if you're just doing streams, you're doing streams. And again, you want to be good at that too, but that's another whole different skill set. But videos, okay, like if you're going to be doing 10, 15-minute videos or 8-minute videos, whatever you're going to do, the editing process there to put out a quality product, it takes time. And if you know your Adobe Premiere or your Final Cut Pro and you know how to use that stuff well and you're very quick at editing and that's what Arnold T101 is so good at. That's why he's a wizard at editing. He edits his videos. I mean, he does, and anything that he does, it's like, he's a lawyer. I mean, and anything that he does it very well. You know what I mean? So like, he started editing videos and he became very, very good at that because he just focused on it. And, it got to the point where like he would be we'd be coming back from, working together on recording a video, at the studio in California. And then when we're back at the hotel, he's back in his room already editing a video. He'd have it done before we're going to bed. Like we'd be meeting up for dinner. He'd already have a video edited and up on YouTube. And I would just be collecting footage to go home and edit when I got home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just really good at it, I mean, and I'm not saying that, there's not other people that are really good at it too, but I'm just saying it's one of those things, he said he answered my question, which company is making Star Wars Squadron? Where is it? Like Motive, the same company that made the campaign for Battlefront 2. Motive.
That's right. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
That's interesting. Okay, so I'll look into that and find out more about Star Wars Squadron. That's kind of interesting.
I actually like the campaign for Battlefront 2. I know a lot of people didn't. With guy can't even think of.
I like the look and feel of it. The story was meh. But
yeah,
there was some cool stuff to it. But I mean,
but it was at least it was well done. The graphics look cool. Like,
yeah, I had no problems with that stuff, and
I'll agree with you. The story was kind of meh.
It's like I'm with the Empire, and I'm Special Forces, and I'm all in. Wait, I hate the Empire. The Empire sucks, and I'm a rebel now.
I loved the part with Luke in the game, though. That part is great.
That was fun. I like that part.
Yeah, I love
But
the part with Luke in the game.
I mean, give me a break. That's the one thing I could not stand about that. I mean, I thought the character herself, Iden Versio, was cool, but come on.
And the part where you're Kylo and you're kind of like, you know, you're going through the dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
That
there's some
part's
cool
cool.
parts of it, but the story plot itself, I just was like,
I am shocked we don't have her in this game, seeing as they're both.
I
EA
really am
products.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like, I'm kind of shocked. We could have really used another Empire character too. Like,
No, there was some fun stuff to that. There was some really cool battles and ships that you, and it really was nice to have. And it was, which was better than Battlefront 1, and it kind of got you into the game and gave you a chance to really learn how to use the weapons and stuff. It was well thought out, but just the story. I mean, come on, shocking.
It's the PlayStation Plus game of the month.
That was kind of the shocking part about it, though, right? Is because, like, remember when Battlefront 1 first came out, any character that came out for Battlefront 1 was immediately then also coming out for Galaxy of Heroes. Iden Versio never came, which is weird, right? Because, I mean, like, she's the main character for Battlefront 2, so this is kind of weird, yeah. Inferno Squad would be awesome, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So DSP had a question. He said, what's your guys' thoughts about vehicle type that could come in? I think a little bit mix in would be fun. So
I'm terrified if they do vehicles. God.
I can't imagine that they would be able to create. I mean, I don't think. You see, I think that by and large, although that they've made some adjustments, I think that by and large, ships is a failure. I mean, I think that we all can agree that ships has not panned out quite as well as they may have hoped when they first launched it. I mean, again, you know, and that's because, again, it wasn't really fleshed out as well in the beginning, and it's within reason. I mean, again, you know, you're adding basically a whole separate game within the game. To add vehicles would be, again, adding another whole separate game into the game, and I just can't imagine that would go well right now, because you'd have to start from scratch. You'd have one leader. I mean, how does that even work? I mean, they had to alternate the way ships work, you know, where you have three ships now instead of 5 like they did originally. And now there's finally enough, like, capital ships and ships in the game where you can actually start to really consider different metas and things like that. It's really, like, it's just starting to form now, you know, really with ships. But for the longest time, I would say ships was a failure. I doubt they're going to move into, you know, creating another third game within a game, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's not do that until we get this other shit fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, that actress that played Iden, yeah, she was something else, yeah. I'm shocked that we don't have the Jedi Fallen Order guy, too. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order guy could still come at some point, though. Let's be real. There could be a Jedi Fallen Order 2. As a matter of fact, I think there's going to be. So.
Well, I mean, there's enough characters just in that game alone to bring out, you know, some marquee pack and stuff. There's a lot of characters that they can bring out.
We still don't have a single Inquisitor in the game either.
Yeah, true.
You know, we can still have the Grand Inquisitor. We can still have any of the Ninth Sister, the brothers. We can have any of them, you know? So there's still a lot of those characters that they can release in the game, for sure.
Science, babe.
Do we have any more questions, Maurice?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. They had one more here. Let me have a look.
Oh.
It was. We are getting more content post episode 6. Do you guys think we will see New Republic and Shattered Empire tags?
That's a good. I don't know. That's good.
Sounds good. Sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree with what Thane just said. The Inquisitors could bring new life to the Empire faction. You're damn right they could. I've been screaming that for years. Like, what are they not doing in the game?
I think that they would have
And you got a new one with Second Sister. Do it.
They would have to have a separate faction tag. They wouldn't be...
Empire. Yeah, it'd be Inquisitor. Oh, you damn right there. They are all Empire, man. Shit. But they would be Sith Inquisitor, Dark Side, Empire, without a doubt.
Do you think they'd have the Empire tag?
Oh, yes. Have to.
Okay.
But then again, PG couldn't give Rebel tag to Luke, so, you know, what do I know? I mean, I'm talking out my ass at this point.
I would have bet every nickel that I ever made that Rey, when she came into the game from The Rise of Skywalker, was going to have the Jedi tag. I would have bet.
We're 0 for 2 on that shit, so we were wrong about Rey, we were wrong about Luke. So
I thought for sure that Rey was getting the Jedi tag. I was so shocked that she didn't have the Jedi. I'm still shocked that she doesn't have the Jedi
I'm more
tag.
shocked Luke doesn't have the Rebel tag. That's more shocking than Rey. I mean, I can see a little bit of their argument, but there's no arguing Luke should have been a Rebel. There's just no.
Maybe that would have broken Rebels.
I don't care. He's a Rebel. He is the Rebel Alliance. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
That probably would have broken Rebels, to be honest with you.
well, they need to be broken. They have to do something.
They definitely do need something. Rebels need a little love. The Rebels dominated for a long time. They had their time in the sun. Rey needs
That's
the Jedi
true.
tag still, for sure. Rey definitely needs the Jedi
Well, I agree
tag.
with that. That's a separate argument, but I agree with you, JB420.
They could bring in the Inquisitors and bring in the new version of Palpatine, and that would be kind of cool.
I don't know, just rework Vader, put him with the Inquisitors, and go wreck the shit out of people.
But
That's what I say.
If they brought in a new version of Palpatine, would he would just be a Sith, right? He wouldn't have the Empire tag anymore, or the Empire was gone. A new Palpatine would be a Sith
The final order.
or the Final Order. Yeah.
I don't think a Vader rework's out of the question. They gave him new artwork. You know,
Yeah.
his face looks different now. So I don't. Well, his whole body's up. So
I was
Yeah.
going to ask you guys that. What do you think about that? Do you think Vader's going to get a rework?
I'm hoping. He needs some love, man. He needs some love.
Vader-
And now that I've got him Relic 3, it would be nice.
Vader should be good in this game at all times, for sure.
Oh, Jesus, please.
Vader should always be good in this game. The last topic that I wanted to throw out there with you guys before we wrap the stream up is where do we go from here? I mean, like, I'm curious what you guys think about the next thing. I mean, are they going to do this raid? Are we just really, like, going to be just farming characters? I mean, like, you know, it just seems like, I mean, what do you think this road ahead is going to tell us?
I don't know what it's going to tell us, but it better be some amazing shit. You know, I think the community is at its wit's end. You know, they've been delaying, and it can't be just nonsense. It has got to be something groundbreaking. It cannot be the same old drib and drab. It can't be a new raid. It can't be a new TB because we've had enough of those, right? It's got to be something new and fun and something that involves the entire community, right? That we can use all these characters that we've been working on, sacrificing for, getting squared away. Because GAC has run its course too. It's kind of done. It's just a good place to test out new teams and stuff like that. But we need a new, different style of gameplay that we can use our characters in, and they need to be creative with it. And I'm hoping that it's really, really good. If not, then
yeah, and they did hype up. There's going to be a new engaging game mode for everybody. So we'll see how that goes.
Or
I do
prepare
think-
for the final order.
Yeah, I think we might get an extra division in Grand Arena. They've already mentioned they're going to do more ships, like more ship defenses. They've been giving us these generic ships just for nothing, no other reason than depth. We do need more tanks, so I would anticipate
We'll
that
get some more
coming
tanks
relatively
first.
soon.
Yeah.
I could also see them upping the mod cap. Like
No
you can get
way.
6. Well, you know, when they showed Ray.
They said they weren't going to do it.
Yeah, but I can see that coming relatively soon. It's
I'm
been a long
hopeful.
time.
I hope you're right. I mean,
Right,
really
we haven't
great.
normally they do a quality of life update every year. We haven't gotten one in a while, right? When's
That's been a while.
When's the last time we got a quality of life update? It's been a while, in my opinion.
It has been a while. So yeah, I mean, I hope that will not go well.
That does not count, CG.
Yeah, that's not where we
Guys, we're
want it
doing a well-deserved quality of life.
Man,
update.
new quality of life here. See, look right here. New quality of life brought to you by Small. When you think quality of life, think Smacky Smalls.
Auto speed times 6.
You start
You
playing
can't
like
even
Benny
see the
Hill.
characters.
Oh, jeez.
Match over.
Oh,
Skip
God.
to end button. Skip to end button. Just don't even watch. Just skip it. Yeah, Luke's X-Wing is definitely coming at some point. That's a guarantee.
Be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be a raid. I think that they have to have been working on this raid, and I'm hoping that they do say that that's what they've been working on and that's the next thing, and they're going to go back to that. I know that they said that was going to be on the shelf for a little while, but I'm hoping it's a new raid. I'm hoping it's the Death Star. I'm hoping they continue with going with original trilogy stuff for now, and then we eventually move into indoor territory battles next year.
The thing that's driving me nuts about the road ahead, even if the new content's not ready, you don't even have to announce a date for it. Say, this is what's coming up, this is what we're... Stay tuned, right? And just give you snippets of stuff like what your ideas are and things of that nature. And if it's pretty groundbreaking, then people... But it's got that... I mean, even if it's not ready, even if it's not going to be ready for a little bit, announce it. At least say what you're working on, what you're working towards, what are your goals, what are your things that you want to bring into the game that you've already started working on and it's not ready yet. I mean, people would get excited for that, especially if it's really cool. But, just Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like I almost have to go like on a special mission to go do some espionage there. Just espionage, find out what's going on at CG. Brought to you by Smacky Smalls.
So we got two quick questions here. Ray Rock said, question, with Palp rework, should he have a clone tag?
No. God, get out of here. Ray Rock, quit trolling.
No. And then the DSP, can we get auto raids? No, that's not gonna. They already have
I think we'll get the tank.
The tank, yeah, I can see the tank.
I think they'll be able to give you the right to sim the tank. Yeah, that would be a thing.
Brought to you by Smacky Smalls.
You have to complete a certain amount of tank raids and you can send the tank raid. Yeah, that'll be a thing. But if they add a new raid, then that would be the thing for sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot to speculate about. I'm hoping it's a raid. I'm hoping it's the Death Star. I mean, that's my hopes. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping for that. They haven't really dropped us any breadcrumbs, so I mean, your guess is as good as mine. But I've got my fingers crossed that it's something good, and maybe it's something big. I mean, maybe it's a graphics update to the game, kind of like they did to Fortnite a while back. Maybe it's something like that. I mean, that'd be great. If it was something like that, that'd be awesome. Like if it was a cosmetic update to make the game look better, that to me would be a huge update. That'd be probably the coolest update they could do, because that means that if they did that, that means that they're planning for longevity with the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be the best thing they could do. Dane Carlos' question for Ramon: what if it's a new version of tournaments built from the ground up? I mean, you know how I feel about tournaments. I would be totally in, and I may start spending money again. I'll tell you right now. Tournaments were a thing again, and it was like like it was before. That would be awesome. But I mean, listen, the problem is it would have to be heavily policed, and they would have to go with it. I mean, even if they have cheaters, they'd have to let it happen and just punish the people they catch and just move forward.
Don't even open up that can of worms. If I was CG.
Yeah, I don't think they need to deal with that right now. Like that's not something
That's not something you want on the radar, right?
I'm just saying I wouldn't be against it. But
I love tournaments, but
they'd also have to be giving out characters for tournaments, and they'd have to pick out some interesting characters to do that for, so that would be interesting. I mean, now they don't necessarily need to give out shards, though. They could also just give out like relic components and ability materials and things like that. They could do stuff like that. So,
brought to you by Smacky Smalls.
All right. I think that's it as far as the questions are concerned, right?
Yeah, that's wrap it up.
That was pretty much it.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead. CG just stopped giving us connection errors, and I'll be content. That's cool. Right?
Yeah, it is kind of dicey right now.
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, we hope for the best. We'll be back next Sunday with some more show. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I just wanted to also say, if you could, smash the like button and subscribe, that'd be brilliant. Before we do go, however, what's going on with Operation Metaverse this week?
We're going to stream Thursday at 10:30 EST. And yeah, that's all we got lined up this week thus far.
Okay. And what about Reality Skewed Gamers? What are you and Finn doing this week?
Same old streams. Lunch stream, GACs, Wednesday night stream, Saturday Jedi Academy, all the other games that we're playing right now, D&D, Don't Start Together, GTA. We've got a lot of stuff going on, so. And I'm working on some stuff for City of Heroes, City of Villains, so yeah.
All right. Sorry I didn't get to do a Power Ranger stream last week. I will be streaming Power Rangers multiple times this week, however.
Go Power Rangers!
Oh, that game is awesome. I love Power Rangers. You guys need to get into it and start spending money right away.
No,
Pass.
Pass.
Just get into it, guys. Start jump on the streams with me. Let's do
No,
it.
no.
We can
Power
have
Rangers.
those tournaments with each other.
Never liked Power Rangers. Not into it. My thing was always Voltron.
It's more phenomenal, Ranger. It's more phenomenal. All right.
It's morphine something, and it ain't good for you.
But yeah, I'll be streaming. So for those of you that like the Power Rangers game, I'll be streaming that this week a couple of times. And we'll be back with some more show. If there's any news to discuss, anything emergency that needs to drop, I'll do something with it. But otherwise, I'll be back next Sunday. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. Avinash wasn't able to be here today. I'm sure maybe she's out celebrating Father's Day or what have you. And when she comes back, hopefully she'll be back next Sunday. But couldn't get in touch with her tonight, so we'll see what happens. But
hit me up in Discord, DSP.
What is City of Heroes Villains? Yeah, hit up Ranger on Discord, and he'll talk with you about it. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody hanging out. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys on the next one. May the Force be with you guys, and have a great rest of your weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed. Good night.